Hello everybody, I'm Pearl.
And I'm Bob.
We are just passing through.
And this is our next exit.
Come join us.
Hey everybody, how you doing? I thought I would sit and just spend a little bit of time talking about, for us, there's a lot of videos out there for the younger folks, the 30-year-olds and stuff like that, doing this full-time RV lifestyle. And it just got me to thinking the priorities, at least our priorities, all of this is going to be from Pearl's and my perspective. We're 70 years old, we're retired, we have a totally different perspective, which I think a lot of the people following our channel probably going to have a similar perspective. And there's, I think, 5 areas that you need to think about and make sure you've got answers to. And there may be simple questions, there may be simple answers. For us, they was a little tougher. I think probably most of you know, we do a monthly expense report. We put on a spreadsheet all of our expenses and kind of lay it out, and that's simply to paint a picture for what we're spending, to give you a basis of what you might be spending. And then obviously adjust it for your lifestyle and what works for you. So I'll put some links up here for our monthly expense reports if you hadn't seen them. But from that, you can kind of figure out pretty quick. It's going to take it's going to cost you somewhere between $25,000 and $50,000. We're running right at $40,000. We've been doing it for virtually a year now, and we're right at that $40,000 a year. And we're doing everything that we want to do, and we've got maintenance issues and expenses and stuff that have come up, and we're still hitting right in that $40,000. I think that's a pretty good target number. You can certainly do it for less, and some people certainly going to do a lot more stuff and do it for more. So that's number one, is you got to make sure you got your finances lined up. You can afford the lifestyle. That is with no debt. When we talk about expenses, is with no debt. If you got an RV payment or a car payment or whatever kind of payment, obviously that's going to add to it. We did a video 4 months ago or so called Exit Strategy, and I'll put a link for that up here also. But that is for retirees, for seniors, from my perspective, is a very important thing. It's easy to figure out, okay, I need to go buy me a travel trailer and a pickup, and so now I spent $50,000 and I can go do this lifestyle. But if you're 70 years old and you've got this RV and trailer and you spend all your money to get that, and you do this for 5 years and somebody gets sick, you need to have a plan of how you're going to address that. What are you going to park that travel trailer in a RV park and live in that the rest of your life? Or do you have some savings set aside to buy you a house when you get out? There's all kind of different answers, and none of them are better than the other one, but you just need to have a plan and have your own answer. So your finances, number 2 is your exit strategy. Another question you need to ask is, a lot of these millennials that are doing their YouTube channels and their lifestyle with this nomadic RV lifestyle, they're doing all this boondocking, and it's free, and so you can see how you can live for a lot less if you're just camping in the desert and not spending any money for an RV park. So I think that these are kind of similar lifestyles. We do the campground membership. We have a 1,000 Trails membership. There's another one called Coast to Coast. I think maybe it's more on the East Coast, but there's several ways how you can buy into it. We purchased our 1,000 Trails for $4,000, and we spend $600 a year for dues, and we get to camp for free all year long, 365 days a year if we want to. And kind of the same deal with Coast to Coast, and it's the same thing with boondocking. If you want to go camp in the desert and buy you a smaller trailer where you can go, because it's way more beautiful. Some of these sites that you see on these YouTube videos, there is some beautiful sites out there, and we would love to try some of those. But you need a smaller RV than what we've got, and but you've also got with 1,000 Trails, we get electricity and we get water and we get sewer. We're always got hookups. If you're doing this boondocking, you're going to be, you need to have 500 or 600 watts of solar or more if you can, to keep your batteries charged up, and your water heater and your TV and your chargers, just all the stuff that you need. But you got to remember, you're going to be out there. You can't run air conditioners on this solar. You can have a generator and start that up and run your air conditioners, but you're out there boondocking with definitely less conveniences, which when you're 30 and you're out hiking in God's beautiful country, you may not worry about that as much. But when you're 70, you like having air conditioner and a hot shower every night, and the TV and the shade trees and all that goes along with it. But think about that. I think the costs are similar. $4,000 for our membership to get enough solar and your inverter and your batteries. That's, I don't know, we don't have any solar, but I'm thinking that's a couple of grand at minimum. And then you're going to be running your generator some, and you got that gasoline, and for those trailers you got to buy the generator and stuff. So I think either way you're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 initial setup fees for boondocking or with the campground membership. And do you want to go to these more desert, mountain, all these places where you can boondock for free, mostly in the western part of the country, or do you want to coast or 1,000 trails, travel around the country and have hookups? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just, what's your expectation? What are you looking forward to? And probably depends a lot on how old you are. You know, if you're 30 or 40, you want to go do some of this boondocking and hiking and seeing all these beautiful places to be. But if our viewers, I think, are 55 to 65 years old, I think a lot of us are thinking more of air conditioner and glass of wine at 6 o'clock and relaxing and comfortable and more space. The boondocking is a smaller RV. With 1,000 trails, you can get you a little bit bigger RV and a little bit bigger recliner. So anyway, that's something that you, or the third option obviously is the more expensive option, just regular independent RV parks. That's probably the best of both worlds, but it's by far the most expensive. Those, or if you stay at each one for a month, you can get monthly rates for $500, $600, $700 a month, I'm thinking. But you got to pay your electric, so that's probably another $50 to $100. So that probably at least double the initial cost, but you have that expense every year. Where boondocking, your solar and your generator and all that stuff is kind of a one-time thing, and same way with buying your 1,000 trails or your coast to coast. But you need to figure out what kind of lifestyle you're looking for. Probably the third, especially for us older folks, is our health. You need to make sure, you have to make sure that you have, if you're on Medicare, you got that, but then you need to get you a supplemental insurance. We've got that Plan G, so that pays all the deductibles and co-pays and stuff, and that's good all over the country, anywhere that Medicare is taken. But you have to have that in place. And I think a lot of our viewers, a lot of people are thinking about starting this. We waited until we were 65, until we had to work that long to get comfortable that we had enough finances, as you'll see in the exit strategy video, that we had enough finances to take care of this lifestyle. And then when we're done and we're too old to be driving, we can get us another house and get set up again for our twilight years, or whatever you want to call it. So we stayed longer. A lot of people are saying, just do it. You know, just do. You don't know if you're going to live another 5 years, so do it now. But for our perspective, it's not do it now. It's do it when you get prepared, when you have all your dominoes lined up. But do it as soon as you can when you have everything lined up. And along with your health, having your insurance. One thing that, even if it's, a lot of our viewers are talk about, it's going to be a year or 2 years or 4 years before they are ready to start this lifestyle. They're 55 and they want to start by the time they're 60 or 62 or something, which I think is right spot on. If we knew we could do this for $40,000, we probably would have done this when we were 60 also. But I thought it was going to cost $60,000 or $70,000, so we kept working. But where I'm headed is, even if you can't start it for a couple of years, what I would certainly recommend, and it's what we did, is our eating and our exercising. So you can have all the money in the world, but if all you did is take care of your finances, you didn't take care of yourself and start eating healthy and start exercising. The same thing with running out of money, running out of health. You need to start that now. Just like you're starting your savings and you're starting paying off your bills, you need to start exercise. From our perspective, start exercising and eating healthy, so that not only do you have enough money saved up, but you've got the energy and the health to enjoy it. And then here's is kind of the last one, and I'm thinking of maybe making a totally separate video on this, but is maintenance. How are you going to get the maintenance done on your RV? Now, if you have a trailer or a fifth wheel, it's a little easier because you're not going to have as many issues with those because you don't have the engine and drivetrain in those. And if it's your pickup, you can take that to the shop, just a regular shop. We're all used to doing that. Whereas a motorhome, you take it to the shop, and all these shops, especially in the summertime, every one of them, it's almost like a recording. We're super busy and we'll get to you in 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. It's a big deal. I mean, it's certainly is a life-changing experience if you're going to put your motorhome inside of a shop to get something of any significance repaired. In the last month, our washer and dryer, the circuit board burned up. We had to have that replaced. The air compressor on our air leveling system to keep the coach level, it didn't burn up, but it couldn't. The piston started scoring the cylinder walls, and so it couldn't hold pressure, and it was just running all the time. We had to get us we had to diagnose that problem and then get a new compressor, and we put that in. And then about 2 weeks ago, we were staying at Lake Whitney at a 30 amp site, and it was hot, and we kept running. We have 3 air conditioners, and we'd run 2 air conditioners, and that's about all you can run on 30 amps. And we'd turn on the microwave, or we would turn on the washer dryer, or you can't have 3 big energy hogs on at one time. So we'd pop the circuit breaker, and we'd pop it 2 times a day, maybe 3 times a day. And one of those times blew up our energy management system, and it's a big circuit board and all kind of electronics that determines if you're on 50 amps or 30 amps, and it determines what all can be, kind of like circuit breakers, but it's electronic more than circuit breakers. Anyway, we burned up that circuit board. All of our lights went out, and our water pump went out, and I think that was mostly it. But it took a while for us to figure out what that was, to diagnose that problem, and then find a circuit board, because our coach is 11 years old, and Monaco is out of production. There's another company that's bought it, and there is a Monaco, but it's different than ours. So it took some while to find it. We found one, and we got it overnighted, and we was only down for a day or 2. But and then our toilet seal in the toilet. You have to, in your toilet bowl, and this is something you need to learn, and I might even put a couple of little videos here, but you have to have water in your toilet bowl all the time. That makes a water seal, just like in your toilet at home or your kitchen sink at home. You have a trap there where water is always filling up the bottom of the drain, and so no odors can come through it. Well, the same way on your toilet bowl. You keep your toilet full of water, and then where the commode sits down on the floor, there's a rubber seal, and you have to make sure that thing is totally sealed. And if you keep water in your bowl and then you have a seal there where your toilet sits down on the floor, you can't get odors inside. You don't have to put all that chemical stuff in there. A lot of people put chemicals in every week or every day or something. If you keep that seal at the bottom seal and you keep water in your bowl, if it'll hold water, you don't put people that've been RVing very long learn that, and they don't even mess with those smell good stuff. But just like in your home toilet, the same kind of principle. But the point is, all of those things in the last 6 weeks, all of those things have broke on our RV. And we have an older 11-year-old Monaco Camelot. It's a 2007, but it's a pretty high-end coach. When it was new, it was a really nice coach. And it's still a nice coach, and it's built well, but things start wearing out. So how are you going to repair those things? And where I'm headed is do you have a multimeter, or voltmeter, or ohm meter? Do you know how to use it? And do you know how to pull the toilet out and replace these seals? Or when these things break, are you going to take it to a RV repair shop or a mobile? They have now. That's a good feature, is the mobile RV guys that will come to you. So then you're not, because I don't know about you, but for Pearl and I, we don't want our RV at a shop for a week and we're staying in a hotel. I don't mind staying in a hotel. That'd be kind of a good break. But I don't want all the mechanics kind of dinking around all through our RV. I mean, all of our stuff is in it. So we like fixing it ourselves. But can you fix those things yourself? Can you troubleshoot those things yourself? And the RV technicians, I think they can fix a lot of the common things, but I think anybody can be an RV technician. They just go by a sign and say RV technician. You don't know if they really know. One of these computer boards burns up and they come try to fix it, they may burn out 2 more things trying to find the one thing that was the problem. So that's our 5 things. Finances, do you have an exit strategy? What's your camping style, boondocking, independent parks, or membership campgrounds? Health, do you have the health insurance? Do you have a plan for that? Or as important is, are you doing are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating right? More plants and less animal type foods. Sounds old, sounds boring, and doesn't sound all that appetizing, but we feel you need to, obviously, more fruits and vegetables and less beef. Doctor told me I could have red meat once a week. We're doing it a couple times a week probably, but we're trying to get to once. It was 7 days a week 2 years ago, so we're down to once or twice a week. And exercising, getting out, we get out and we kind of walk a mile or 2 miles a day. We shoot for 3, but we almost never make 3 anymore. And we walk pretty slow. We need to walk a little more aggressively to get our hearts pumping. So you got to take not only care of your bank account, but take care of your body. And then maintenance. You got to kind of think about, and if you don't have those skills and you're 60 years old, probably you're not going to get those skills. So you gotta kind of come up with a plan. But even if you don't have those skills, 2 great resources I'd like to give you is a website called irv2.com, and whatever fifth wheels, trailer, motorhome, they've got on that website, they've got a group for virtually every manufacturer, and it's people that have that brand of trailer or that brand of motorhome, and they've already fixed whatever. Like if the seal goes out in your toilet, there's already been 10 guys that's fixed that, and there's instructions there on how you fix it. And if your dryer goes out or anything, what kind of oil to use. So irv2.com is a great resource. And then just YouTube videos in general. If you're watching our YouTube channel, you know about YouTube already, that if you want to replace the circuit board in a splendid washer dryer, there's a video that shows you how to do it. If you want to replace the seal in your toilet, there's a video that shows you how to do it. So even if you don't think you have these skills, look at these videos. I think you'll be surprised at what you can do. Get a multimeter now and start figuring out what's an ohm meter, when you set it to ohms or volts, and start kind of figuring it out. And then a basic toolkit. So that's it. That's just 5 things that I think you need to think about. I hope you think about it and find the answers, and do jump on this nomadic RV lifestyle train. It is a great lifestyle. Pearl and I love it, and we were going to do it for a year or 2 years, really. The West Coast 1 year, the East Coast 1 year, and then go find out where we want to move to. But now we're thinking maybe we want to do a 3rd year to go to Alaska, and depending on health, we don't know what comes after that. So give it a thought. Hopefully this helps a little bit. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. We would love to read them, and we'll give you our input, and keep the wheels rolling. As Pearl would say, we're just passing through, and you just witnessed our next exit. Bye-bye. And as Pearl would say, we're just passing through, and you just watched our last exit. And you just saw our next exit. As Pearl would say, we're just passing through, and you just took our next exit. What? And you just, huh? But I'm trying to think of the words. As Pearl would say, we're just passing through, and you just took our next exit,
Witness our next exit.
and you just visited, witnessed.
Our next exit.
As Pearl would say, we're just passing through, and you just witnessed our last. As Pearl would say, we're just passing through. As Pearl would say, you're just. And